now and in the future. Connect with us today at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes. Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
When schools thrive, neighborhoods shine. Hi, I'm Tim Royers, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. Public education builds more than just knowledge. It builds community. Support your local public school and watch your whole town grow stronger. Invest in education today, and you're investing in everyone's tomorrow. Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
This is Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score. This is Peter Ferguson with Peter Ferguson BHS LLC, and joined as always on the ones and twos with Harrison doing his thing, as he had good company on the show before with Fitness Fanatics, had some Bears lovers in the space, so he's got smiles for days.
Something's happened. The stars are lining up. That's all I'm saying. For everyone who's aware, we got the Packers this afternoon, and it just so happens we get 3 Bears fans in with 1 Packer fan. So.
You got, the struggle is real. That's what they put out there. The struggle is really real, but looks like a good day. I think fight for the division lead. So, I'm gonna pull for the Bears on this one. I think you got a shot.
I appreciate that, because I was going to start off with a little bit of negativity, but I'll bring you back in because you guys failed to take down the Lions for us. But all is forgiven. If you root for the Bears today,
I mean,
you're right back in.
I'll put my sweetness jersey on. I'll go ahead and call it good. I'll just.
Do you really have one?
No, I don't. I wish I did.
Okay,
I
do
really
too.
did.
That'd be a phenomenal jersey.
Yeah, we know somebody we can talk to, see if they can get us in the warehouse a little bit or something like that. But
I'm sure he probably has a few just in
yeah. Well, with that all being said, December 7th, I guess a December day, the way the weather should be. But I'm glad those of you that are listening, those of you have listened, hope things are going well and everybody's staying safe out there. Just a couple recaps. Had a phenomenal. I want to just again thank Ari and Bella last week from the University of California, Santa Cruz. I love the home of the slugs.
Yeah.
I had to do some research on that, but they were just absolutely phenomenal. I loved how they framed. I was listening to the show, or as I do recaps during the course of the week, and I just loved how they framed it. Were willing to let us into their educational and life journey. And just some of the reality of it is. And so, they both talked about their families, highlighted the non-traditional villages that they had that have supported them in education. And so I just want to, again, thank them. But if you get a chance, all the episodes are, able to be streamed on YouTube. They're on Red Circle, and not just our show, but all the shows. I've oftentimes said that people will tell me, hey, I get home and on Tuesday or Wednesday, I listen to the recast of it. And so I definitely tell you to take advantage of that opportunity. That's one of the cool things about the ticket is that if you don't hear it in the moment and you hear about it, you can go back and play it. And sometimes, just listening to it again, you get some little nuggets that you didn't hear the first time.
Yeah, it's been great. Sometimes when you have repeat guests on, I'll just go back and listen. I'll be like, okay, what was this person all about? And then it's always phenomenal. So those are always out there for you. And we've had a litany of just really good guests on here and a lot of variation as well from all sorts of corners, Pete. I'll give you credit on that. You get the perspective from just about every corner right here in Lincoln and the surrounding area. Then, of course, you'll get some people from across the board as well. So those are all on YouTube, or you can go on podcast, easiest ways to do it. And real quick, we do got One-Eyed Ray. I believe he's a Lions fan. He says best case scenario, both Bears and Packers lose. Not possible, but I think a tie. He'd be rooting for a tie on this one.
I don't think the Packers want another tie or, on their resume. With that being said, it's the holiday season. So I actually got a chance last night to catch up with some friends. And so want to give a shout out to the Sipes, the Alvarez family and the Pitts family, always doing good things. Had some good laughs last night. And, probably my wife and probably the wives were probably like, okay, that's enough. Once a year is probably about all they could take. I am recovering. Thankfully, the Cowboys, they did play Thursday. I'm looking at how I'm going to renew my relationship with them this week. So I'm glad I'm having a little bit of a buffer, but I'm doing okay. For those that have checked on me, I am still upright and going. Also, just, a couple shout outs, a couple components I've been involved with. The Norwood Parks Track Scholars. They're a group of fourth grade scholars, have gotten the opportunity to engage with them this semester. Monique Ruiz is the principal there and has been gracious enough to allow me to engage. This week, Harrison, they have been involved with a kind of just creating, we were trying to find a year-end project, and they were creating a book. And so they were writing a line out of a book, and it just all kind of just one of those things that just all came together. And they got to act it out. And so they have kind of created, and I'll probably get a couple of them on, have created their own kindness book. And so K is for kindness. And they're actually going to act it out with some preschool classes and their classmates. But
and they wrote the book?
They did. They wrote a line, and they wrote a line for each line in the book, and then they put it into a live action book, and they're gonna live it out. And so I just wanted to give them a shout out. A couple of them like, when are we gonna be on the radio, and when are we gonna get to talk about things? And but the fact is, it was something that when I left, I was like, wow, this is really cool. And I just, when you talked about the variations of people out in the space, there are so many. I think people think like, where do you find this guest? Is it hard to find individuals? And honestly, it's almost hard not to. And I think oftentimes we just need to open our eyes and see those things. It's been cool because the guests I have here today, they were actually referred from another guest, Donovan, who was at Nebraska Wesleyan. And that's the cool part when you have people that have been on and say, hey, I think this would be this would be an awesome space for somebody else. And so I have been fortunate. I'm looking forward to these two. The guest referral system is working, but I just wanted to give a shout out to those Norwood Park scholars. And I'm going to keep the seat warm on Tuesday for Mike Smith. So the weekly disrupt. So I'll be back in 5 to 6, and you might see a couple young faces coming in that space then. But with that being said, I gave kind of a precursor. We have two guests here in studio, and they actually were referred to me by a prior guest, and we've been corresponding via email, and they have been timely and prompt on different things and seeking the details. And I'm just going to say, Harrison, we got a little bit of international flavor in the space today. I'm excited about that. We're going to talk a little bit about food because that's what we always start and hit. But I'm going to ask you first off, please. I'm glad to have you in the studio. Tell us who you are, and we're going to get into your journey a little bit. So they're playing rock, paper, scissors to see who goes first. But they represent Nebraska Wesleyan University and
well, pretty much is Nebraska Wesleyan University, and I also represent in Dominican Republic, my home country. A little bit about my journey.
Who are you? Sorry.
My name is Franklin Erasme. I play soccer currently in Nebraska Wesleyan University, while also going through an accounting major with a minor in data analytics. And a little bit about my journey. So I was born and raised in the Dominican Republic my entire life, used to the warmth, never-ending summer. And
so how are you feeling about this right now?
It's a big change, let me tell you. Man, I remember the first time I went out for like an actual winter here in Nebraska. I was like, well, I might have to go back home. It might be this might be a little too much for me, but I was able to stick it through. But yeah, born and raised in the Dominican Republic. Then once I got to 16 years of age, I thought I can see my entire life unfold, in front of my eyes, and that's not something I want. I want to do something different, something that some would say I'm not supposed to. I'm not living the life that I would be supposed to live, being born where I was. So I decided to make a change. I went to Connecticut for 2 years to a boarding school in Connecticut called Marinopolis Prep in Connecticut. And yeah, I did 2 years there. And I was like, well, I'm having a great time here. I feel like I'm growing so much, and I'm barely 18 now. And in these past 2 years, I've grown more than I ever have just by trying to make the world on my own. And I decided to just come to Nebraska. From the places I was talking to, the coaches I was talking to in the moment, it just seemed like the best fit. And today I can say it was. I made a great decision. So
love that. And you got some people back home listening, and so shout out who makes up the crew.
Well, back home we got my dad, Franklin Erasmus, just like me, my mom Pierre. Then my little sister's probably, hopefully, listening from Boston, if whatever she's doing right now, who knows? But yeah, she's back in the high school that I went to.
Okay.
Yeah, I referred her. She went there. I don't know. She saw the way it was for me and how much I grew, and she decided she wanted the same thing. So yeah, she decided to come. Now my parents are on their own back home, and it's hard because we're all in different places. But it's always nice when we see each other. So shout out to them.
You give a shout out to the high school that you went to.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Marinopolis Prep in Connecticut. It was amazing high school. Also, Notre Dame School back home in the Dominican Republic. Two amazing schools that have grown me into the person that I am today, where I met beautiful people from many different countries, including Mexico. And yeah, just two great schools that made me who I am today.
And before we get to SFE, if you're back home, we're sitting there, you see your folks, they're coming up. Man, how you greeting them? How you greeting? I mean, and language, whatever. Just talk to them. Doesn't have to be English. Talk to them. How you greeting them?
Well, I'm usually walking to them. My mom is always recording.
Okay.
She's always crying too.
Okay.
And yeah, just go out to them and give them the biggest hug. Just, a long hug, just for all the months we haven't seen each other. And as soon as we do that, we just all go to the car, play some music I never listened to, then go to my grandma's house and eat food that I never get to eat, and just sit down with the family as if it was another, like another Sunday when I was 12, So awesome. That's the best way.
Love that. All right. So Scarve, you already had some people showing you some love on the hotline. They're giving some notes. We'll find out who it was in a little bit, but tell us about your journey. Tell us about who you are.
Of course. Well, I'm Steffi. I was born in Mexico City, but I moved to Monterrey, which is like in the north of Mexico. When I was 5, I was raised there with my dad, my mom. I went to a high school that was super nice, honestly, and I think that high school helped me like see like a future in a different way, because as kind of similar to Franklin, like I was in that high school for 3 years and I knew I wanted to study business, but I also had like this desire in my heart that I wanted to study in the US. So I couldn't like come to the US to do my full degree, but I went to Tec de Monterrey because I'm an exchange student. I'm only here for a semester in Wesleyan. And honestly, it's been great. Like, I love my university. I love the business program there. And it gave me the opportunity to study a year abroad in the States. My first semester, I did it in California State University in Northridge. And then my second semester, I'm doing it here at Nebraska Wesleyan. And I think when I first came to California, I realized I really like the States, and I like the studying here. I like the business programs too. So when another opportunity came for Nebraska Wesleyan, I said like, okay, let's go. I'm really excited for that. And next semester I'll finish my degree in Monterrey, and I'm studying bachelor in global business. So yeah, I love all this process that has brought me to here, because I never thought I would study in the Midwest or in the States. It's been an amazing opportunity, and I'm so grateful for that, and for all the things that I've learned, all the people I've met, all the lessons I've learned inside of the school, but also outside. Because I think living by yourself, because I've never done it, living by myself has been a great experience. Because in Mexico, people don't really move to go to school, especially if you live in a big city. And my city is really big, so I didn't have to move anywhere. My university is like 10 minutes from my house. It's super close. So I think it's been such a great experience for me, and yeah, a lot of growth, as Franklin said.
So you talking about the size or whatever else, like how big is your city?
I think the city alone is a little bit more than 1 million, but only the city. And we have like the metropolitan cities.
Okay.
So it's bigger. And I was born in Mexico City, so I think that's like the biggest city in Mexico. And that's a bigger city than Monterrey. And when we moved to Monterrey, it was not as big, but right now it's growing a lot of businesses, a lot of things going on all the time. So now it feels like a bigger city, honestly.
So when people are talking about traffic here and everything, you're just like, you all need to go ahead and just kind of hold yourself a little bit, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's nothing for me, because sometimes when it's really crowded, I can drive for an hour from my university to my house, which could be 15 or 10 minutes. So, yeah, it's a lot.
So you got some people listening, just like we talked with. Give a shout out. Give a shout out to who makes up your crew, who makes up your family.
Well, my family is my dad, Sergio, and my mom, Alma. I love them so much. I miss you. I know they're listening. I think some of my friends back home are also listening. My best friend, she lives in Kansas, and I hope she's listening. I don't know, but
give her a name. Give her
Ana Pau, te amo mucho. Papi, mami, te amo. Mi abue, my grandma, I love her. She's in Mexico City, and I'll visit her when I get back to Monterrey. So I'll go visit her in Mexico City. And my friends here at Wesleyan, they've been such a nice support. And yeah, I've met really good friends here. I'm so grateful for that.
Okay. Well, we're going to get a little bit more into your university experience and everything here in a little bit, but we're also kind of curious. What's one of the strangest American habits that you have experienced in your time here that you're like, okay, I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. It's just kind of weird.
I would say that for me, when you see somebody wear shorts and it's so cold outside, that's just, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like if we're talking in Celsius, it's negative degrees right now.
Yeah.
And you're wearing shorts and sandals. Like if temperature drops below, I don't know what, 60.
Yeah,
I'm wearing a puffer jacket most of the time.
Okay.
It's a good thing you guys came this week. You would have been severely disappointed with my attire the weekend prior.
Yeah. But yeah, that's always something that stuck to me every time I saw Americans. Is like, you cannot get that used to it. There's no way.
Okay. So the American choice of attire right there. What about you, Esther?
Well, that for sure is something that amazed me, but also I think like the times where people eat, I eat later, lunch and dinner, and here at the dining hall you can go get lunch at 11:30, and for me it's like no, I'm eating lunch at 2, but now I can't eat lunch at 2 because the dining hall closes. So I think that was what was really crazy for me, like at what time people eat.
That time and that structure.
Yeah.
I mean, like for some of us, I'll do it all the time. So I mean, you just got to keep that sucker open 24/7. But no, I heard that. I remember going to like Miami, and people were like, oh, you go out. It's like, you got to be out by 8 o'clock or whatever. And like, there's nobody here. And then they don't go out till like 11, and then it's a meal. And then then you start doing kind of the extracurricular type stuff, whether it's, going to a restaurant or a movie or whatever. So I do think some of that's Midwest, based with the farming components and those things, but great points. What's one I don't want to say American habit, but what's one habit that you've experienced as you talked about prep school in Connecticut, and you talked about being in California? What's one of those things that you're like, when I go back, I'm keeping this. I don't care if nobody else is doing this, but I'm keeping this.
I don't know how, but all of a sudden, I used to hate on it a little bit, not gonna lie, but country has found a little bit of a spot. Like, I don't know why, but now I listen to a Zach Bryan song and it just hits different. I don't know what it is.
Crazy.
I really try not to, but it happened. So
I don't know. We got to put an SOS call out to DP because he gets the daily music that he puts on. But okay, country hits a little bit different. I like that. I like that. That's what about you? What's something that's a habit that you're like, when you go back home or visit, you're like, I don't care. They're looking at me weird. I'm holding on to this. This is mine.
I think watching the Huskers games.
Okay.
I didn't know the Huskers at all, and now I'm really deep in, like, not as deep as people that have grown here, obviously, but like now I love the team. I'm on Instagram and I see a reel of like, oh, this guy got injured, and everyone's like, no, I'm that person now. So I'll keep being a fan for the rest of my life, I think.
We got to get you on the morning show with like Sip and Bush and them. I think they would have some fun with you. I think that would be absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
So you said like the injured. Which team have you kind of been drawn to? I mean, there's the volleyball, there's the rifle, bowling, football, but which is your like kind of your team right now?
The Huskers football team, for sure, and also the Huskers volleyball team, the women volleyball team.
Okay.
Both are so good.
I like that. All right. So what's I asked you this out in the lobby. I'm kind of always interested, whether it's an international perspective, just a scholar perspective, young adult. What's a hot take that you got right now? What's a hot take that's out there or that you personally have right now?
A hot take? I would say, especially for people our age, scholars, I'd say the AI. A hot take that would have to do with AI is that I don't think AI is going to advance as much as people think it will. I don't think we have the energy power to do that. So,
wow, that was a direction I didn't think it was going to go. I'm looking. That's a whole show right there in itself.
Well, takes a lot of power to run all that stuff. So.
Because people our age are very scared about losing the entry job position to AI or something. The problem is that if you don't have entry level jobs, then you don't have experts anymore. So I don't see that happening. But it's definitely something I've talked about in classes as well. So
I love that. That's me. What about you?
I was thinking, I think you went too deep. I was just thinking about music and how, like, in my opinion, music right now is not as deep in the lyrics as before, which I don't like. I love music that's more metaphorical or poetic. Yeah, you went into technology.
Well, now you think about that AI. So what is your music choice? Like, he talked about country starting to grow on him a little bit, but who is, I don't want to say even artist or, an artist or a genre that you kind of like, okay, man, they got to keep this. They got to keep the lyrics. They got to keep the depth.
Well, my favorite band is a Colombian band called Morat. And do you know them?
Yeah.
I like them. I think there's either you love them or you hate them. Kind of.
We got some.
I saw his face. But I like that they're deep in the lyrics.
Okay.
And I think that's being lost in the young generations right now. Like right now, the music that our generation constantly listen to is just straightforward. Like, I love you. No, say it different way. Okay. You know what I mean? And I listen to a lot of pop in English, a lot of pop in Spanish. Latin music, also in English, both, I guess.
So name of the group again? Morat.
Uh-huh.
Morat. All right, third time's a charm.
Shut up.
Harrison loves listening to me. He's like, I took German. I took German in high school. Ich bin auch Peter Ferguson. Hey, with that being said, we'll be right back on 93.7 The Ticket, bigger than the score.
Are you tired of your usual barbershop experience? Stop into Scissors and Scotch today. I know what you're thinking. Drink during a haircut? Don't worry. First comes the precision cut from one of their experienced barbers, followed by your complimentary cocktail in their upscale lounge. Scissors and Scotch blends your old school barber feel with your favorite watering hole. And now you can earn $10 off by simply mentioning the ticket. And if you're an existing member, still mention the ticket for an exclusive offer. Offer valid at Lincoln location only. Scissors and Scotch, located just south of 30th and Yankee Hill, and online at lincoln.scissorscotch.com.
It's basketball season, and Salt Mine City is your pregame and postgame headquarters in the Haymarket for craft beers and great food. Get ready for the game with their big, fatty 7-ounce hamburger or try a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. And don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, your basketball headquarters, now open at 2 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 11 a.m. Friday through Sunday at 8th and R.
Hungry for something real? Come to HF Crave, Lincoln's favorite spot for burgers that are anything but basic. Locally sourced Nebraska beef, hand-cut fries, and bold flavors that'll make your taste buds cheer. Whether you're craving the classics or ready to try something wild, they've got the burger that gets you. HF Crave. Fresh, local, craveable. Find them at 48th and Holdridge or order online at hfcrave.com.
This holiday season, bring home a tradition that tastes like celebration. Beatrice Bakery's world-famous fruitcake, baked in the heart of Nebraska with rich, golden batter, real cherries, pineapple, crunchy nuts, and a splash of old-fashioned goodness. It's moist, flavorful, and crafted the same way for generations. It's the fruitcake that turns skeptics into believers. Find Beatrice Bakery fruitcake online at grandmasbakeshop.com or at your favorite retailer, and make your holidays deliciously unforgettable with the help of Beatrice Bakery's world-famous fruitcake.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids. First, I hold my hands out like they're on a steering wheel. Then I look over my shoulder. Next, I put it in reverse. Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Make your next event unforgettable with Grazing Gouda, your local artists and experts in charcuterie and grazed tables. From boardrooms to ballrooms, they turn gatherings into experiences with stunning spreads of artesian cheeses, cured meats, fresh fruits, and gourmet bites. Perfect for corporate luncheons, weddings, parties, or any celebration that deserves a wow moment. They handle the details. You take the compliments. Book your graze table today at grazinggouda.com. Grazing Gouda, because every event deserves to be savored.
Comfort food, but make it vegan. At Rutabagas, they're serving all your crave-worthy classics. Mac and cheese, loaded nachos, Philly cheesesteaks, all 100% plant-powered and 100% delicious. Catch them at their cozy spot at 70th and Vine, or find their food truck rolling through the streets of Lincoln. So whether you're vegan, veg curious, or just hungry for comfort food with a twist, Rutabagas has a plate waiting for you. Find them on Instagram for their food truck location and specials. Rutabagas, where comfort meets compassion.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
The savings continue all November long at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln. They're extending their red tag sale with machines priced at invoice plus $300. That's it. No freight, no setup, no extra fees. Plus 10% off snowplow kits, 10% off fly motocross gear, and 50% off all in-stock road tires. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered all under one roof with a large selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, motorcycles, and personal watercraft at their 27th and I-80 location. They can't wait to get you set up for the holiday season.
This Black Friday, it is time to hit your goals before the new year even starts. At Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping, get 40% off our next 10-week challenge, plus 6 weeks for free to kickstart your fitness journey. Start training December 1st with kickboxing, strength training, and personalized nutrition. So when our official challenge begins January 10th, you're already ahead of the game. Spots are limited. Don't wait for January to make your resolution. Start strong now. Visit fxbeatlincoln.com or stop by one of our 2 locations at South 40th and Yankee Hill or North 70th and Vine. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping. Stronger starts here.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agriculture storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post-frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
Hi, Charlie Stone here, and it's that time of the year again. Time for the annual Happy Honda Days at Honda of Lincoln. With me on the line, Andy Goodyear, to tell us all about it.
The exciting news is we have more selection and more savings. We have over 400 new 2025 and 2026 Hondas to choose from, with a great opportunity to get year-end savings on every remaining new 2025.
Do you have some Happy Honda Day specials?
Sure do, Charlie. For example, you can lease a new 2025 Accord Sport Hybrid for just $349 a month, and we have financing from just 0% APR. We've also included over 125 pre-owned of all makes and models, and as always, our certified pre-owns are in this sale as well.
Well, maybe it's time you experience the best. The Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Back to Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score. This is Peter Ferguson, and joined as always every Sunday on the ones and twos with Harrison. Always appreciative of him being in this space. Well, we've had some great conversations with our 2 guests. Went from AI to different music. I won't try to pronounce the group's name again because it took me like 4 times, so we'll be spending the whole segment on that. But everything from country dancing to who they'd give a hug to. And one of the things is, I asked you, and they're both from Nebraska Westland, so Estefy and Franklin. And both are international students. And they told a little bit about their journey from where they're from and basically said, Lincoln, get over yourself. Traffic's not that bad. And so if there was one thing, but, global business to soccer and accounting is things that you're involved in. I think one of the things I just wanted to ask is, what is a personal vice, something that you love or something that you feel like people shouldn't have to live without?
For me personally, I would say music in general. Spotify just came out with their Spotify Wrapped, and I looked at it. Apparently, I listened to 31 days of music last year straight. So, yeah, like 55,000 minutes, something like that. So, yeah, I've noticed that every time I am like by myself and I need a hard reset after a hard day, I just sit down, listen to music, not even anything, just think. Not really put music on the background, but just let the music be. It's really calming me down, and yeah, it's something that I use a lot, a way to calm me down after a hard day. Just changing my mood quickly. If I gotta get, I don't know, had a bad game, but got to do this now. Well, put some more exciting music and just change my mindset in the moment. So yeah, I'd say that's the advice that I got.
Right. What about you, Esther?
Well, me personally, I'm a believer and I'm Christian. So for me, I think having a relationship with God is something that has been keeping me there and has helped me a lot. And I wouldn't be where I am without it, without being able to, come back to my room and open my Bible, pray, also share that with others. And yeah, I honestly think that's my main push, that God has been the one that has brought me here, and being here in Nebraska Wesleyan has been a miracle for me. I didn't think I would be able to do it in the first place, or to come to United States to begin with. So yeah, I'm really grateful for that with God, and I yeah, like God is my, like, what pushes me. If that makes sense? I don't know. Yeah, what pushes me through life, and yeah, just to keep going and to like see life in a different way, even when things go bad or when things don't go as you think they would.
I love, I oftentimes talk about, what you have in your life deck. And so each of us have cards in our life deck, intersectionality. And so whether it be our name, our gender, characteristics, race, ethnicity, gender, faith, and belief. And so those are, I appreciate you sharing which cards that you oftentimes are strengths. I think every card that we have is a strength, but sometimes we mask and we hide other cards as well. And so thank you for being willing to put that out in community. You each talked about Nebraska Wesleyan and on your journey. And I think those listening, and you have family, but like if you work for the Convention and Visitors Bureau, and I know you all have different roles on different things, like describe Nebraska Wesleyan and why it has to be. I want to start with you. Like you're the Convention and Visitors Bureau, you're going back to Mexico, and you're talking about like this place that I'm in, and it's in the middle of Nebraska where people should be wearing puffer coats, 60 degrees and below. What is Nebraska Wesleyan? What does it mean to you?
I'm a huge advocate of Lincoln and Nebraska Wesleyan. Honestly, I love it. And I would say Nebraska Wesleyan is a place where you can grow, learn, find a community. And personally, even though I've been here only for a semester, I feel part of the community. I feel part of the people that are in Nebraska Wesleyan, the alumni, the students, the faculty. Everyone makes it feel like home, even though like it's not my where I was born, it's not where I grew up, but I do feel part of it. So I love Wesleyan. I think it's a super great place to learn, to study, to meet people, to like become the best version of yourself. So I love it, and I would say like if go for it, go to Wesleyan.
Well, and I think the unique component about it is because you talked about the Huskers before, and you talked about that connection and that love for the football team and like volleyball and everything. And so I think this is a unique Lincoln, and Nebraska is kind of a unique state in how it's set up that you can be there and support. And Franklin, we'll talk about you because you do soccer, but you can also go down to the place that turns into the third largest city in the state on 8 Saturdays a year and be a supporter there, and not people looking at you like, what are you doing here? Like you can't be wearing, black and gold and be a P-Wolf and not support. And so there's that mutual support within the community, which I think is really unique as you opened up. So Frank, what about you? Your soccer, why you talked a little bit about your journey and an opportunity to continue your athletics, but why Nebraska Wesleyan? What is Nebraska Wesleyan to you?
Well, to me, Nebraska Wesleyan is a great place to become a stranger. I think everybody needs to at least put themselves in a position throughout their lifetimes where they're a stranger to the place, to the culture, So it gives you more room to grow in things you would never if you just stayed home. If I just stayed in the Dominican Republic, I know I would have grown as a person, but just in the places where I could see, where I could tell, nothing different. But coming here, becoming a stranger, I'd say that has made me grow in ways that I never thought I would. And I think it's a great place for it because, as you said, there's just so many places where you can do things you would have never done, but people want you to be here. People want to see you out. Your professors want to see you do well. Your friends, the people you meet for a week, and all of a sudden they seem to genuinely care about you, which is even strange to me. Before I came here, I didn't know about Nebraska Nice. I had never heard of that. And then I get here and people are so nice that I'm even a little skeptical, like people are like, they smile so much and they're just way too nice. And I'm like, I just got here. I mean, I don't, so I'd say it's a great place. It's like a safe place to just become a version of yourself that you never thought you could. So I think it's a great place to do that.
No, I definitely appreciate that. I tell people, you said that Nebraska Nice, and I used to talk about, like, when I speak about the farmer's wave and my first experience with that, with the finger. And see that, and I didn't know, like, I thought people were flipping me off and they were just doing it in a covert way so they didn't get arrested. And then the 2 fingers. So, I mean, your first experience with that, when you saw that, you just like, what were your thoughts?
I didn't know about that, but I was in the conference you gave at Wesleyan.
Oh, yeah.
So I remember you explained that. So then I, like a couple of days after, I was walking outside Wesleyan and I saw people driving and they were doing that. But I already knew because you had explained it. So thank you.
No
Thank
problem.
you.
No problem. I should be a part of every orientation that goes on in
Actually,
Nebraska
yeah.
in regards to that.
I don't know what that is. I don't think I've seen it.
The Farmer's Way?
No.
Oh, we're
So
gonna do
you'll
it
start
for-
seeing when you're driving around, people behind the handle just one finger. That's the wave.
Mhm.
So you'll start seeing that when you drive bar cars.
Okay.
now. It's just a finger wave.
Okay.
And it's every car that's driving past will give it to you.
So it's not an insult. It's not, you know, you don't need to go ahead and chase them, yell and scream, get road
It
rage.
means
or
like
anything.
go, right?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
no, it just means hello.
Hello.
Yeah,
that's a hello?
Hello.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
I wouldn't say go, just because of the way kind of people drive around
depends.
here. I might wait for some signals and some
Okay.
other things. I don't want to be doing false pretenses out there and increase accidents.
Okay.
So you talked about relationships, and we talked, you know, I think I said this before, but Disney, you know, talks about like, you know, the characters and their role with Disney is, you know, if you're hugging Goofy or Buzz Lightyear or whatever else, the rule is that individual, the character is not supposed to let go before the person hugging him does. And so I'm just interested, relationships, why do relationships absolutely matter? And what is a relationship that you've had, whether it be here, whether it be, you know, at home, in this space, that has absolutely mattered to you?
Well, to me, I would say that relationships is they're what make, you know, life worth living. You know, like just I think, yeah, if you want to work a lot and then, you know, get the house you always wanted and get the car you always wanted and get all those things is great, you know, personal pride. But at the same time, I'd rather go home, just sit in the family table and see all my family there. There's nothing more important than relationships, because I think it's more important who you enjoy things with rather than the things you're enjoying. So that's why they're so important to me. They're the reason for everything. So
Well, SW, what about you? Why does a relationship matter? And as international students and as international scholars, what role has a relationship played that has supported you in this journey?
Well, my friends back home have been such a nice support for me, and also my family. And I agree with what Franklin said, like relationships help you to navigate life and to enjoy life, because it's better to be with people than to be alone, in my opinion. So I like personally the relationships I've developed here at Wesleyan, also in California, and yeah, back home, my friends from like the ones I've had for longer time are the ones that like support me, that believe in me. My parents, obviously, my family. So I love to know that when I go back home, I'll have that supportive environment of friends and family that will always be there for me, and that I will always be there for them too. I think that's such a nice and sweet way of seeing life, to know that there's people out there that care for you and that support you, that no matter what things happen in your life, they'll be there for you. I think that's so sweet, and I love to think about it, honestly.
And, you know, you talked about like just your perspective, and both of you have, you know, oftentimes we have individuals, whether it be Nebraska, whether it be in Texas or whatever else, they just have never left their neighborhood. Sometimes it's by choice. Sometimes it's, you know, they just haven't had the opportunity. You can get online and have that, you know, become aware of a global economy. But I'm interested, just from your perspective, what's a piece of advice? And I want to start with you, SW. What's a piece of advice that you would have for young people, to just a piece of advice about opening their perspective or taking advantage of opportunities?
I would say go out of your comfort zone, because yeah, like going outside of your city, of your neighborhood is hard, and it may be difficult, but at the end it will be worth it, because you'll grown, you've learned. For example, me being here has really helped me to improve my English and other things too, that my personal life will not be the same after this year of being as an international student. So go outside, like bring yourself out of your comfort zone, try new things, and I think it will just make you learn and grow as a person and see life differently. I think being here and being outside of my comfort zone has helped me to maybe think about new goals or a new future, a different future that I would have thought about if I stayed in Monterrey. So I'm really happy about that, and yeah, like go for it.
Franklin, before we go to break, what about you? A piece of advice that you would have, and I'm going to go to educators. What's a piece of advice that you would have for educators?
a piece of advice for educators would just be, instead of focusing on teaching the material, and this would be more focused, not so much as, professor I have now, but the professors that see the kids that are growing up, the younger generations. I would say be sure to show them how to be excited for learning. Don't be so much about teaching them facts and technical things. Just make sure they grew up with that curiosity, because that's the biggest thing you can teach, and that's what's pretty much going to help them out a lot more than knowing the 50 states in 5th grade. It's just knowing how important learning is.
I love what you say. We had another guest in here a while ago, and she just spoke at our Educators of Color and Allies Summit, Avery Lang, and she's doing her student teaching in Omaha, and she said the same thing. There's a difference between educating and teaching. Be an educator. So with that said, we're going to go to our last break on 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score.
Hey guys, it's Carly from Boyd Farm Outfitters. Farmers, you need to know about Green Eye Spot Spray. With Green Eye, we replace your existing spray boom with a brand new aluminum boom equipped with camera technology that identifies and sprays only weeds and not your crop. The boom comes with 2 spray lines, so you can still broadcast residual herbicide while you're spot spraying weeds that are up. Green Eye users in Nebraska are saving a ton of money on herbicides, but that's just the beginning. Learn more at BoydFarmOutfitters.com. That's BOECK FarmOutfitters.com.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet. O Street Carpet. 1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at PAHLincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
It's the holiday season. Time for work parties, friend get-togethers, and family gatherings, which means lots of eating. Maybe you think you've perfected your holiday meals, and maybe you have no idea where to even start. Let's fix that right now. No holiday party is complete without Führer's cheese spread. It goes well with any type of cracker, pretzels, apples, chili, vegetable, chips, and of course, it's perfect to pair with wine or beer. Holiday meals aren't complete until Führer's cheese spread is on the table. Find your own container at your nearest local grocery store today.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Midwest Bank is hosting our annual Thanksgiving food drive, partnering with local Lincoln schools to provide Thanksgiving dinners to families in need. We hope to provide meals for more than 120 families in our community this year. You can help by dropping off a donation at either Midwest Bank location, 7001 Pioneers Boulevard or 2655 Jamie Lane. Any donation is greatly appreciated. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
Fall is officially here, and Brown's Shoe Fit has just the right style and comfort your feet deserve. Stop in to see a wide selection of all your favorite brands, including Brooks, Hoka, Echo, Keen, and many more. At Brown's Shoe Fit, they take the time to measure your feet to ensure proper fit. They also have the largest selection of Uggs and Hokas in Lincoln. Brown's Shoe Fit at 66th and Q.
This is where it happens. Long hikes with friends, kayaking adventures with family, more horseback riding, zipline gliding, rock face climbing, hammock camping fun than you could ever imagine. And it's all outdoors, amongst the trees and across the prairie, here beneath Nebraska skies. Plan an outing today at yournebraskaadventure.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Back to Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score. This is Peter Ferguson, joined on the ones and twos and on the board with Harrison. We have had a phenomenal show. It's gone by way too quick, and so actually extended the offer for to come back into the space. So you're going to see these two. We have Franklin and Estefy, and we have had people blowing up the lines, showing you some love. So Harrison wants to read a couple.
Yeah, so we got Alma at the very beginning of the show, shouted out Estevie saying we love you. Then we also had Franklin chiming in as well. Donovan chimed in as well, agreeing with Estevie that it is a lot of music today is here today and gone tomorrow, all the way back in the first segment. And then we had Alme chime in saying congratulations, Estefie, Franklin, and the entire team at the Ticket, giving us some credit as well, people.
There you go. Love that. Love that. Well, hey, so as we kind of wind up the final segment, what's a truth about life that you wish more people understood?
For me, I would say that time is going to pass regardless, so might as well spend that time doing things that, will help you in the future. For example, there's an anxiety epidemic, I would say, with my generation. And when you realize that, I don't know, if you have an exam Tuesday is going to come regardless. If you got that show Friday, that show is going to come regardless. Time is going to pass. So it's as simple. I wouldn't want to say it's easy, but it's as simple as just doing the things you got to do when you got it, when you got to do them. Just keeping in your mind that, well, that's going to come, so I better prepare myself as much as possible. Regardless, just being able to grow up and say, well, this is life, and I just got to understand it as this way and do what I got to do.
Good stuff. Estefy, what about you? One truth about life you wish more people understood?
I think that also our generation sometimes is really pessimistic, and we just focus on like the negative things. But I would say that life is more than that. And there's more than just all those bad things that are happening in the world or in your life. Like, there's more to it. There's things you can look forward to that can make you happy. Even as like simple as the snow, or I don't know, like going for a coffee with a friend, all those little things that can make you just have a happy day. I think those are things that we should look forward to and just stop being too negative, because there's many, many beautiful things and many blessings we have that sometimes we don't see or we don't recognize because we're already used to it. Awesome. So I would say, like, focus on the good and think about the good things that are going right now in your life.
All right. So as we wind up the show, you're gonna end on the good. I need you both to give a love huddle. You talked about loving the Huskers. Mm-hmm. Okay. I know you're partial to Nebraska Wesleyan. I want you to give them that love huddle. Okay. You talked about your language, man. Get them. They're getting ready to go to a bowl game. What do they need to hear from you?
In Spanish, I would tell them, enfóquense, échenle ganas, lock in, you got it, tackle them. Because I think it's so funny that in like the Huskers tackle people, like or a football game. I think that's so funny. I had never tackled anyone, but I would tell them, lock in, guys, you got it. Okay. Let's go.
I like that. Franklin, what about you? What's a community love huddle that you would give? You're going back. Let's say you're going back home and you want to deliver a message for people to see themselves in the space.
All right, go back home, have a message to my family. I'll do it in Spanish.
Yeah.
Okay. Bueno, ya Marcelo y yo estamos fuera del país. Ustedes son los que se están quedando acá. No se preocupen por nosotros. Mami, papi, Marcelo y yo vamos a hacer todo lo posible para que se sientan orgullosos, para llevar el nombre de la familia por lo alto. Los amamos muchísimo y como dije, no se preocupen, nosotros estaremos bien, nos preocuparemos más nosotros por ustedes que ustedes por nosotros. Por favor, disfruten su vida y lo calmante que debe ser no tenernos allá siempre ya. Y nada, simplemente que sepan que lo vamos a mantener orgullosos siempre de nosotros. And that was pretty much just telling my parents, don't worry about us, me and my sister who are outside of home. We got it. You guys just enjoy your time. You did a great job at racing us. So just know that we'll make you proud.
Wow, powerful all the way around. I know we got a break. How can people get in touch with you, help you, elevate you quickly?
Well, I would love to stay in Lincoln, honestly. I didn't think that I would like to stay here, but I would love to. I studied Bachelor in Global Business and I like logistics. I like sports. So
Okay.
if you want to get in touch, look for me on LinkedIn. My name is Estefania Vega Saavedra. It's hard, but yeah, and that's my name. And yeah, like just get in touch. I would love to meet more people in Lincoln. And honestly, I would love to come back here.
Will do. Franklin, what about you?
Well, you can find me on LinkedIn, Franklin Erasmus, the same way you can see written on the show. So yeah, that's where you can see all my information. I'm an accounting major with a minor in data analytics, hopefully becoming a CPA in the future. And yeah.
All right. Well, thanks again to both of you. We'll see you, I'm sure, again here in the studio. 93.7 The Ticket, bigger than the score.
Hey guys, it's Carly from Boyd Farm Outfitters. Farmers, you need to know about Green Eye Spot Spray. With Green Eye, we replace your existing spray boom with a brand new aluminum boom equipped with camera technology that identifies and sprays only weeds and not your crop. The boom comes with 2 spray lines so you can still broadcast residual herbicide while you're spot spraying weeds that are up. Green Eye users in Nebraska are saving a ton of money on herbicides, but that's just the beginning. Learn more at BoydFarmOutfitters.com. That's BOECK FarmOutfitters.com.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.